a day in the life of an opera stage manager. And unfortunately, it's not like this. All right, friends, what is today? Monday. It's the day of the piano dress. So that means it's time to go to the theater because I've been awake since 9 a.m. and I've already sent like 14,000 emails, made up 2 schedules, and I'm ready to go. Do I need to be there this early? No. Am I gonna? Yes, I am. So I did a terribly boring schedule. Ain't it lovely? Let's just get packed up and ready to go. And I'm going to explain what a piano dress is while I walk in the snow through to the theater. A piano dress is where you take the entire show and run it with a keyboard. So we are in costumes and wigs and one person playing every single part of the orchestra. It isn't the easiest, but it's always able to get the job done. All right, we're here now. It's currently 3:08. And while that is not normal on a tech day, Utah Opera does a slightly different schedule, and I'll take it because that means I get slightly more sleep, which is desirable because if anyone in working theater, you can know that you don't really get a whole lot of sleep on these days. So we, especially stage managers, 10 out of 10 would recommend getting sleep during tech. So that's what we're doing here. We are now here with the big giant book of doom because while I had plenty of time to do all the scheduling, I didn't. So while I did put some stuff in during the day off, I only got through Act 1, so now I have to get through Act 2 and Act 3. So let's go ahead and move on to putting things in the book in the hour before I have to do the schedules and then make sure everyone is ready to go. With some notations done and dinner eaten, because that is important, it was time to struggle with the printer. And once I had won, we distributed everything and headed toward the desk. And while the desk does look like chaos embodied, I mean me, let me explain a little bit of what you're seeing. First, we have the full stage monitor. Then you have the maestro monitor, which is just of the conductor. At this theater, I have a God mic that goes only to onstage, followed by a separate biscuit that goes only to backstage. Then I have the light cue monitor, which tells me what cue I am in and what is next. And of course, the all-important headset, which allows me to talk to everyone backstage and some folks front of house. And now it's time to do my job. Attention, cast and crew of Tosca. The call is 1 hour. 1 hour, please. 1 hour until piano dress begins. Thank you. And with the beauty of movie magic, we are now at half hour. Half hour is this lovely, super calm time for any stage manager, and what I like to do is wander around stage, not only checking for safety things, but also just to recenter myself before a big, heavy call. And here's some creative storage. Yes, it's perfectly safe. We actually do this with pianos sometimes too.
Hi MTV, and welcome to our office.
Hey. That's it. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex.
And we're the assistant stage managers of the show. And right now, Stephanie's up on the mic calling 10 minutes to places, while we take our job very seriously down here.
And fill out incident reports.
Happy Pride.
And with one quick check of the props, it was time to go. Thank you, left. Right, how you doing? 10-4. Thank you very much, Maestro. I will turn the light off as we are ready to roll. Can you see it? Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Great.
I cannot see the light, but that's okay. That's because of where it's hanging, but that's fine. I can see it if I bend down, so just know that I'm aware.
Copy that. Thank you. All right. Standing by main cue 1, which is fast. Lights 13 and spot 1 picking up Angelotti. Here we are. Center stage. Main cue 1. Go. Yep. Lights 13, go. Angelotti spot and go. Yeah. What you just heard was what we call in the business the top of show sequence. And while this was the very tail end of the sequence, let me explain a little bit of what you just heard. Main out is basically me telling the curtain puller to take the curtain all the way out so we can see the actors. The first lighting cue was lighting 13, which you heard. And then I told the spot operator to pick up Angelotti, which is one of the characters that's on stage. As far as operas go, top-of-show sequences can sometimes be light because the music does a lot of the work for you, which is supremely helpful. And while that's not every opera, it definitely is Tosca. Another fun fact about opera is that just because you're at a piano dress does not mean that everyone needs to sing full out. Sometimes they are doing this to save their voice for other orchestral rehearsals that might be around this time period. So out of respect for everyone in this performance, I will not be sharing any vocals as much as I can except for important moments of my talking. The other thing to note is that while Utah Opera did graciously allow me to record myself and some of the piano background as well as the ASMs on deck, they did not agree to any type of orchestral recording, nor was I allowed to use any front-facing imagery. So let me give you a little bit of Creative Commons licensing so that I can explain a little bit of what ASMs do at the end of Act 1 of Tosca. You can see the fantastic ASM Sarah here, making sure that all of her people are timed out correctly for the Te Deum, which is at the end of Act 1. The ASMs actually cue on every single entrance of every single person on stage. So if you ever see someone walking on stage, they've always been sent on by an ASM or an assistant director depending on the house. Alright friends, family, Romans, countrymen, here we are. Attention cast and crew of Tosca, we're about to begin Act 2. Alright, standing by for main cue 3, lights 111 and spot 2, picking up Scarpia, 25%, frame 6, he'll be entering in through the center stage doors. Any quiet on deck, please? And away we go. That might be a little fast still, friends. Lights 111, go. And now that we've begun Act 2, let me tell you a little bit about what you missed during that 15 minutes later card. Because I'm an excellent YouTuber and absolutely did not forget to record the entire scene change. Don't worry, I show you a little bit of Act 2 and Act 3. During this scene change, we went from Act 1's Church of Sant'Andrea della Valle into Act 2 Scarpia's apartment within the Palazzo Farnese. And what this means is that we have entirely changed the set from a church-like setting into an office-like setting. Usually has a desk, as well as a secret hidden door where they're going to take the lead character later on. Bum bum bum. But throughout this entire 15 minutes, our amazing crews and stage managers are all on deck helping to change over fully into the Act 2 setup, including all of the props, costume presets, in this case blood, ooh, and other such necessities that would allow Act 2 to run smoothly. Whereas I, as a calling stage manager, am not only calling times, so that way I'm letting people know we have 10 minutes remaining, 5, etc., but I'm also going around doing my usual safety checks, as well as making sure that the ASMs have everything they need to be successful, including their people, their staff, and all the props where they need to go. It's a lot of hands in the pie, and it's really helpful to have one person, me in this case, being over the entire thing, seeing to make sure the entire picture is as the director would like it. And while sometimes things go smoothly in dress rehearsals, other times they do not. Go. Attention cast and crew of Tosca, I need the chorus to stage right immediately. Chorus to stage right immediately, please. But as that is the entire tech process is to get all those kinks worked out before there is an audience, it should be of no surprise that these things, they will happen. And with a wave of my conductor's magic wand, it was time for Act 3, which is set in Castel Sant'Angelo, and in our case means moving very large pieces of scenery very quickly. Sometimes you stand right where you're told. But once everything is in place, we have to do our safety checks. 3, 2, 1, go.
That is so fun!
Another important job is making sure that all of our performers feel safe in their surroundings, which does mean the assistant stage manager has to crawl out to the crash pad that she safety checked earlier to ensure the singer's safety. This is tactical stage management at its best. And as soon as that curtain closes, Sarah has to run. Tosca, go! And just like that, we have made it to bows and the end of our piano dress, and by golly, we still had time to spare. Which, to be very clear, sometimes is not the case. Sometimes you can't even get through an entire show in the 4 hours that you are given, due to the technical issues. But this crew knocked it out of the park. Main 8, go! And Lights 311 works in house. Go. Attention cast and crew of Tosca, I would like to thank you for a lovely piano dress, and that is a night I will see the production staff downstairs in the office. Nope. I will see you guys down there in the production meeting after this rehearsal. Thank you so very much. Have a good night. Done! And with all the lights dimmed, I wanted to give a huge thank you to all of my colleagues and friends at Utah Opera for allowing me to produce this video, and a special shout out to Sarah and Alex, my two fantastic ASMs on this production. This could not have been possible without every single person that was a part of this project. Whoa. We're going back the fuck up. There we are.
Hi, MTV.
Welcome to our office. No, you said no. Now we have to redo it.